Today I will be drawing a few gouache pieces because one of my resolutions for 2026 was doing more gouache pieces because I own a little bit of gouache and I love gouache, looking at gouache pieces, and I feel like I'm not doing it enough. So I want to practice, and I have these adorable little tiny sketchbooks. They're just like a few centimeters. They're teeny tiny. But I thought that would be perfect for just doing some practice, some gouache practice. So the first sketch in here is a little bird. I don't know why I chose that bird because the reference, the bird is black. I have no idea how to do a black bird in gouache. Like, I'd even struggle with that in watercolor. But we will see. I think I'm gonna do a few pieces, and while you can watch me paint, you can listen to me talk about my experiences with both the paper, because I don't really know what kind of paper it is. Like, there wasn't much information on it. It's made by Gouache, and I've seen these online. I think it's hot pressed watercolor paper, probably cellulose, but I'm not 100% sure. So I will see, and we'll see each other at the end. So just to get this straight, the paper was fine. I think it's not like cotton or anything, and it's not super special, but it was totally fine, and I've seen people do amazing watercolor pieces with this paper and in these tiny little sketchbooks. So, like, that was definitely not the problem. The problem was me. There's my head. You're gonna see a little bit of my head every now and again. But the paper was not the issue here. Definitely. It reacted pretty well to the water, to be quite honest. The problem was me and my inability to control the opacity, pretty much. It all boils down to me not knowing what to do with all that opacity that I have. You can see me going back and forth on this bird, and I debated on whether to leave the highlights white and paint them like a light color at the end, or not to do that and just to go in with medium tone, but then I would also lose my sketch. And I also really did struggle with being very fearful to lose my sketch. And I'm still not sure how to do that. But you can tell in a minute when the speed paint is done that right after I finish this painting and pretty much all the paintings afterwards, that I did not like them. I did not like them at all right after I finished them. And I think that is mostly due to all the struggles that I was having while painting. Now looking back on the pieces, I think they're fine. I really like some of them even, but right after painting them and struggling so much while doing that, I did really despise them, to be quite frank. But yeah, I was so scared also of going too dark with the paint, but that's a struggle that I have with most mediums, honestly. Just like getting enough contrast is something I am not that good at. I want to get better at that, but also I felt that I did not have small enough brushes for this tiny a painting. So I don't know. It was a struggle, but I mean, I did think, at the end the feathers do look good. But in my reference, you cannot tell because it's off screen, but the bird's feet are right behind each other. So you cannot see one of the legs and feet. And I was thinking that maybe I should paint both, because my painting's painting, not a picture. So you might think it's just like artist error, I guess. But then it looked stupid, like its legs were broken. So I took one of the legs away again, and I'm gonna cover it up with white paint soon. But I don't know, I was just struggling a lot. But I wanna like get better at gouache so badly. So that's why I'm doing this whole thing. And I'm gonna finish up this little birdie real soon. And honestly, now I really think it's very cute. I think it's really, really adorable. But back then, I had a very different opinion. I'm not super happy with it. I think it's okay. I mean, it looks cute, right? But I don't know. I'm not super happy with it. I need to practice more. On to the next one, I guess. But I might just do that tomorrow because that took me half an hour. Over half an hour. A lash. That took me over half an hour. Which I did not expect, and I think I need to go to sleep now because it's 3:30 a.m. So yes, for you it'll be a second, for me it'll be a full night's sleep. Okay, it's day 2 of doing some gouache pieces. Yesterday I did this little bird, and you know, looking at it now, I'm not as unhappy as I was when I just finished it, which just goes to show maybe I should sleep on rating my art. But yeah, today, apparently I did not sketch anything here, but I don't want to. So we're doing this little, like a heart-shaped candy, like a lollipop. Yeah. I hope this won't take as long as the bird did. Yeah, let's get to it. Spoiler, it did pretty much take as long as the bird did, but and the struggles were pretty much the same, although I did manage to put some more opacity in this piece than the bird, which I'm happy with. But you can see I started again super duper watercolory, and because I started so watercolory, it took forever to dry, and I started reading fanfiction. I don't know why I left that in, honestly. But yeah, it took very long to dry, which will happen again and again and again, because I just don't learn from my mistakes, apparently. But I did really love the reference. I think it had such nice values. The color gradients were so beautiful. Such a rich red, like a deep dark red. I still think. Sorry, almost my cat. Please don't mind him. He likes to scream. But yeah, the reference, so beautiful. I don't know what about hard candy it is. That's just so... My cat is throwing me off, but he just won't stop. It's evening time, so I don't know. He does this every day. Ferdinand. I wanted to talk about my art. He won't let me. Anyway, hard candy or other like translucent things, like things made of glass, so mesmerizing to look at, so difficult to paint, to show that it's like transparent. But I gotta say, I had more fun with this than with the bird, because I also think when I had like something fucked up in the candy, it just looked like weird shaped candy and not like a mangled bird. So that was probably something that made it much easier for me to just move on from, you know, struggling in the ugly stage, I guess. But yeah, it was fun. It was a struggle. It was a struggle, definitely. But I like the piece. I do. Especially now, just looking at it. I like it. Okay, I think I might be done with this as well. I'm not, well, I forgot the highlights. Okay, I finished the candy yesterday. It's fine. It's fine. I think I did well in capturing a little bit of the translucency, but it could be better. And I struggle with controlling the opacity, and I think I might need a smaller brush on this scale because it's tiny. Yeah, on to the next one, I guess. So I'm flipping the page to a lemon slice, which in retrospect, bad choice, very low contrast, not a lot of color variation, but I'm gonna say that again as well. But that was, I think, my weakest one out of all 5 I'm gonna do. It was just pure struggle. Pure struggle. Again with the super watery paint, time and time again, just having to wait a really long time for everything to dry. And I was so unhappy with it, honestly. And I'm still unhappy with it. I'm at this point with my lemon, and I don't like it. And I honestly don't know how to proceed with it. Like, I don't know. I think the choice of a lemon slice was also ill-advised because it's so low contrast. Yellow is the lightest color. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a solid color background. Maybe that would help. But then I would have to... I mean, I don't know. Should I? Ugh. I don't like it. It's simultaneously too orange, but also too green. I don't know if you can tell it on camera. I think on camera it looks a bit more cool toned. Ugh. I'm unhappy. I think I'll experiment with it for a little bit and then I'll just move on to the next one. Okay, I just tried it. I took a picture and I put a background like in my photo editing app, and I do think I like this better with the background. I think it gives it more contrast. Cause I don't know. I mean, also the reference also has like, I mean, it does have some contrast, especially here, like right, like where the slices meet the pith, but it's not that much. I don't know. Yeah, even when I turn it black and white, it's so low contrast. These are at best medium tones. So I think the dark background would be my one and only savior. I'm so unhappy with it. What is this? I do still think the purple background was a good choice. Did it make me love it? No. Did it make me hate it less? A little bit. So I just grabbed my cheaper gouache and yeah, just did like a solid dark purple background. It was fine. It was fine. I still think the lemon slice is the worst out of all of them. It's just so boring and so visually not interesting. And I don't know how to go about making something like that interesting. But honestly, my motto in that case is just, just move on. Just get it over with. Turn the page. We're done with this. I still don't like it. I put a royal purple background. I do think it does look a little bit better, but we're gonna move on to the next one. Which one is this? This third? Yeah, I think this is the third. So the fourth one is gonna be... oh no, a borzoi. an animal. Okay, now I'm scared. Oops. But we'll see how this goes. Wait, I already drew an animal. We'll see how this goes. Oh god, oh god, oh god. And the boar's eye was so difficult. Drawing fur that's like not short fur, it is like wavy and like long-ish. So incredibly difficult, both with shading it and with the trying to get the tone right. And you can already see the paints I'm mixing are so watery. Here I thought, my colors were way too orange and way too peachy, and then later on I think, no, my colors are way too gray. This dog looks dead, or just like gray, and I don't know. It was so difficult. Ferdinand. Life with cats is just full of mysterious noises. Anyway, yeah, back to the borzoi. Hated how I did the eye there, but I think I fixed it. I mean, the eye still looks weird, but not as weird as it did just then. Yeah, I don't know how to paint fur. I tried my best, but I might have to look up a tutorial or something, or study, other people's gouache art of long-haired animals to maybe get a grasp of how they painted, how other people whose art style I really like do it, because I'm not figuring this out by myself. This is so difficult. I love drawing animals, and I think with watercolor I can get a pretty good grasp, but I don't know. People always say gouache and watercolor are so similar, and in some cases they really are, but sometimes it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing, but I mean, it's fine. Okay, I did the borzoi. I don't know if you saw, but I struggled a lot with this. I find simplifying fur, especially like longer fur, to be really difficult. But I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Could be better. Sure. But also, I don't want to work on this anymore. Next one, which will probably be the last one for this little video, because I think 5 is a good stopping point. So the next one will be an ice cream cone. Oh no. Why did I? When I was doing these sketches, I thought, yes, these will be so fun to work on with gouache. And now I just think, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why paint something so intricate? Because this is gonna mess me up. I already know it. Oh god. Oh, why? What was my thought process behind this? Oh well, I'll try. Because I always find that these like swirly ice creams, as well as like swirly cupcake tops and stuff, the shadows and highlights in these swirls are so confusing. So we'll see if I can manage to draw it well. Let's see. And confusing it was. It was so confusing. I watered my paint down even more than the previous pieces because I was just so hesitant to put down the shadows and fearful to put the shadows in the wrong spots, because the way those swirls are like convex and concave and everything, and then there's like a harsh shadow next to a bright light. What you think is a bright highlight, but then next to that is a brighter highlight because the cream is like jutting forward again. It is, I don't know why I find these shapes to be so confusing, but they are. They are so incredibly confusing. And while I was sketching all of these sketches, I was just scrolling on Pinterest and sketching pretty much everything that caught my attention. I was like, that was fun. That looks interesting. Without thinking of me painting. Well, I did it for painting, but I wasn't really thinking about the fact that I had to paint that with gouache. So yeah, that was not well thought out. And in all my shadow confusion, the shadow color is such a greenish gray. That looks not good to eat. I mean, the shadows look fine in the end, I think. As like shadows, like as shadow shapes, as tones, as values. That's what I wanted to say. But the color, the hue, very off. The ice cream cone, so watery, so watered down. So everything's watery and icky. But okay. So I finished the ice cream, the last painting for today. I don't quite like the tone that I did the ice cream in. I think it looks a little bit too blue, but I did like the dimension that it has, so it's fine. So I did 5 little pieces in this book. Let's recap. Ooh. My first try, little bird. I think it's still really cute. I mean, it could be darker. It was a black bird, but I'm scared of putting down too much color. So that's something I will want to work on. But I think it turned out really cute. Then the second piece I did, little heart candy. Sorry. Yeah. I was a little bit more confident with the dark colors, which I like. The lemon. I think the purple background did improve it a lot, but I still think it might be the weakest of the 5. Then the little borzoi also turned out cute. I do like it. I mean, I don't quite like the eye. I don't know, there's something about it that I'm not totally happy with, but it's fine. It's fine. And the ice cream. I mean, the cone is pretty watercolor-esque. And I kind of want to try to get away from that a bit more with gouache, but baby steps, I guess, baby steps. So yeah. So those were the pieces for today. I hope you enjoyed me creating them and probably talking about them. Yeah. See you next time. I will try to fill this. I have more sketches done in here. Not the full book, but I have quite a few sketches in here already. So I will try to fill this gradually. Yeah. See you for my next video, if you would like to see me again. Bye bye!